Hi, I'm Pete Troilo with Devex, and I'm here with Jose Maria Vera from Intermon Oxfam. We're here at the Brussels European Development Days conference. Welcome, Jose.
Thank you, Peter. It's a pleasure to be here and to be here with you.
Talk a little bit about public-private partnerships. That's a major, really major trend, I think, in development. At least it's being spoken about quite often. You've expressed some reservations around sort of partnering with the private sector. Why?
I think it's not actually a new issue. It is coming strongly, but the private-public partnership have been doing and have been rolling for a time, mainly in the infrastructure sector. I think there are some good experiences and also some others that are not so nice, and I think they should be, and they have been actually evaluated a bit more. And now the thing is going broader, and now we see that the role of the private sector seems to be expanded somehow, and so more room in the aid system for the private sector. And we don't have definitely an anti-private sector inside. I think there is a role. I think there are some very good experiences. Actually, we as Oxfam have some good experiences working with the private sector in not only receiving funds from the private sector, but working in partnership where there is an added value in the insurance sector or in the technology sector where they really can bring. But that said, overall and generally speaking, we think there have to be some safeguards, and we have some reservations.
Okay, let me press you a little bit on the safeguards. What are some of those safeguards, and sort of how do you implement them, and maybe what role does an INGO like Oxfam play in sort of implementing those safeguards and monitoring them?
I think that there is, well, perhaps it's not properly a safeguard, but a kind of first principle, and is that if we are working in the aid system has one objective, and is anti-poverty, and it's pro-development, but it's not any growth, it's not any development, it's a kind of inclusive growth, and this means that it's really the final aim is to eradicate poverty. So this is something that has to do with not only with NGOs that we are at that, but for any actor, any player in that system should go under that. And the risk is that it's coming under a kind of development paradigm that any growth works, and we know that not any growth is an inclusive growth, and not any growth really helps, and is focused to combat poverty. So this is something that is not a general statement. Finally, it has to be measured, and we know. I mean, we are measured in front of that. Our own programs are evaluated, and they have to show that really they work for. So the same should happen for. And there are principles of efficiency that should work for everyone that are playing in that field. So we wouldn't like to see a different strand for that. But they're coming more to a more concrete and more specific things. We think there are some. One is that shouldn't mean that aid is getting less. I mean, it's not the magic bullet for now that aid budgets are going down, then we try to fund some private funds so that we can match it. We expect that the overall aid budget will kept, and even it should increase. And so if we leverage with more, great, but not an up and down. And second, it's very important that there are some sectors where we don't think that the private sector has something to play, basically health and education. I mean, we defend that this is free and public, it's a right, and we don't see there the private sector in PPPs or in any kind of bridging policy and blending instruments that may deal to a privatization of or to have benefits from. This is something that we are very much in front of. But then there are many others where yes, I mean, coming more to the development of the local private sector, something that it is very, very important. I mean, we are not talking about developing the capacities of our own private sector and multinationals, but definitely trying to strengthen the capacities of the small and medium enterprises in the countries and the local private sector in any way. I mean, in any income generating programs in the agribusiness, working with women entrepreneurs, there is a room there.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. Jose Maria Vera.
Thank you, Peter.